Howdy howdy, welcome back to the Crafty Grinding channel. Today is Thursday, which means we have a new arena, or a number of new arenas in Marvel Contest of Champions. So today I'm going to cover my thoughts on round 1 cutoffs, or I should say potential round 1 cutoffs. But anyway, the new arenas we have are King Groot and Ronin. And what I always like to do first is categorize these new arenas to past arenas, as that allows me to look at those past arena results. And with feature arenas, really there's two types, new and old. When it comes to King Groot, it's old because he's been in the game for a while. He's already been around as a feature champ, so definitely kind of fits in that old category. And in the case of the 4-star basic arena, really there's three types: high interest, medium interest, and low interest. And I think Ronin's going to be right in the middle there, that mid-interest range. So now that I've kind of grouped or categorize these arenas to past arenas, let's take a look at some of those past arena results, starting first with the 4-star basic medium interest. Really, I categorize medium interest anywhere from 2 to 3 million, and you can see with some of those past champs that have come up here recently that I've categorized as medium, this is how their first round cutoffs have kind of ended up. Most of them are closer to 3 million, as you can see here with Havoc, Captain Marvel, and Nick Fury, but we did have the example with Mr. Sinister falling at 2.42 million. And I think, in my opinion, that Ronin's going to be closer to Mr. Sinister than he will be these other champs. Again, Mr. Sinister's good. I think Ronin's good. But I also think Havoc and Captain Marvel and Nick Fury are always a step higher in terms of how good they are in the game. So because of that, I think Ronin's going to be closer to Mr. Sinister than the other scores. Now, when it comes to old feature champs in the 3-star feature arena, really it's over that last milestone. That last milestone rewards right around 640,000. So anywhere from 650 to 675 is where you're going to find that first round cutoff for the 3-star feature arena. It starts getting a little bit interesting when you get to that 4-star feature arena, where there's a little bit more variance. Looking at these past recent results for old 4-star feature champs, there wasn't a ton of variance. A lot of them are right around that 5.5, but then it starts slipping up a little bit higher with Miles Morales at 5.7 and Venom more recently at 6 million. So anywhere from 5.5 to 6 million seems to be the constant range we see for old champs in the 4-star feature arena, and there's no reason to believe with King Groot that he'll be any different. Now, with the 5-star feature arena, there's even more variance between each round, but again, with the old champs that don't have a ton of hype, or I shouldn't say ton of hype, that are still like top tier champs, there's not a ton of variance. Anywhere from 22 to 24.5 million is what we're looking at here, with some recent examples of Miles Morales and MODOK being closer to that 24.5 number. Actually, MODOK at 24.3, but you get the point. It's really around that 20.5-ish number is where we've seen champs of King Groot's type, in my opinion. So all of these results, by the way, are for the Veterans Bracket, and the Veterans Bracket means your account has been open for over 61 days, or 60 days I should say. It's not how many days you've played, but how many days the account has actually been open. So keeping that in mind, when it comes to round 1 cutoffs for the Veterans Bracket, here are my thoughts. I think we're looking at 25 million for King Groot 5-star, 5.7 for the 4-star. With Ronin, I think we're looking at 2.5 million, and lastly, with the 3-star feature King Groot, I think we're looking at 650,000. And again, these cutoff predictions are for the Veterans Bracket. Now, when we jump to the round 1 grind targets, because I always like to try to get within 5 to 10%, so just in case my 5 to 10% on the lower side, lower than the actual cutoffs, I always like to give grind targets too, to try to give yourself a little bit safer buffer. Nothing's 100% guaranteed, but this should just be that extra buffer you need to. So it's an efficient grind, it's a crafty grind, it's not a over-the-top grind where you're grinding way over. Hopefully that's not the case, but anyway, if you want to give yourself a little bit more buffer with the 5-star feature King Groot, I think 28 million will do it. I think 6.1 million will do it for the 5-star, or sorry, for the 4-star, and for the 4-star Ronin, I think we're looking at 2.9 million. I was going to say 2.8, and you can probably get by with 2.8, but just in case I'm underselling Ronin and how far people are going to go for him this arena, I think 2.9 will give you that extra buffer. Then lastly, 700,000 for the 3-star feature King Groot. Now, again, these grind targets and cutoff predictions are for the Veterans Bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, I just don't have a ton of data. So this is just based off of anecdotal information, a little hearsay information I get from time to time from folks in the community who put that information in my comments section of my videos, which I appreciate a ton. Based off of that, these are the latest numbers I think we're going to be looking at for these earlier brackets, starting first with the beginner's bracket. As the name implies, beginner means your account is brand new, up to 30 days. Three-star feature, I think we're looking at 245. 4-star basic, 850,000. 4-star feature, 1 million. Now the intermediate bracket is 31 to 60 days before you move on to that veterans bracket. And I think for the 3-star feature King Groot, we're looking at 600,000. 4-star basic Ronin, 1.2 million. And lastly, the 4-star feature King Groot coming in at 1.2 million. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 1 of the King Groot and Ronin arenas. Would love to hear your opinion, especially if it's different than mine. Throw it on down in the comment section and we can discuss it there. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comment section as well, and I will try to get to them sooner than later. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by. If you find this information helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button, as it helps the channel out a ton. If you like this and other videos I have on the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, we'd really appreciate it if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by again, and have a great day.